Take a seat, take a breath. Got a feed that decides life and death. Every chart is a mountain, a meme, a decree. Is this genius or mass lunacy? Stroll with me down this wild mentality, where a frog with sunglasses screams we're early endlessly. Oh, see, bulls and bears and fantasy, every post's a prophecy. It's nothing make-believe. If you want to read what passes for a master plan, simply click and flick your thumb across this broken land. Want to know which way the winds of crypto might just be? Oh, scroll me. One says up, only friends. Next says this is how it ends. Someone's calling the top, someone's buying the dip, someone's typing a thread as their last relationship slips. Scroll with me through the fear and ecstasy, where a chart in crayon gets 1,000 hearts for free. You'll see every hot take, every plea. I was right in 23. Trust the line, ignore the spreadsheet. If you want to gauge if hope or panic's in command, if they're building castles or just castles in the sand, want to test if we're all early or just fantasy? Slow with me. Is it signal? Is it noise? Are we traders? Are we toys? Every candle, every coin is a cult you can join. Scroll with me, let the chaos be our key. Read the mood like it's a map to some great mystery. You'll see faith and doubt in harmony. I'm all into, I'm set free.
In one day, in one same tweet.
If you want to know if folks are brave or out of time, if they're quietly convicted or have simply lost their minds, then my friend, you found the perfect place to start this stream. So scroll with me.
Ba-da-ba, GMG scroll. To all who celebrate, we've got Monty in the chat. Monty saying first, and he is. It is Wednesday, June 10th. My name is Dude Lifts. I know we got started a few minutes late, but it is what it is, because that's how that's how it is. But you understand the vibes. You understand why we're here. We're here to scroll the timeline, to understand the true from the false, to separate the wheat from the chaff. That's just what we're here to do. And we got the new layout, and it's rocking, dude. Day number 2, new layout, episode 163. My God, can't believe we've done 163 episodes. But since we're on a time crunch, let's get into it. Give me one moment here. Okay, let's run it. All right, so we got MasterCard here saying, as AI agents begin to act, payments move into the background at machine speed and massive scale. Today, we're introducing MasterCard Agent Pay for machines. Now, I'm curious, okay, I wonder if this is using, okay, Polygon, Aave. Oh, okay, these are all crypto partners. Interesting. So I wonder if this is using like MPP or 402. Because I'm like, I've seen Visa, I've seen MasterCard build these kind of agent cards, and I'm beginning to wonder, are they trying to get crypto out of it and just take it on kind of traditional fiat rails? But the more and more I see CrossMint, I see all these folks, the more I think MoonPay, OKX, Polygon, Rain, Rip. I mean, these are all crypto companies. So I got to imagine that they're utilizing Tempo crypto rails, which is pretty cool. All right, let's see what this. We got Steve here says, the shift to digital turned us into glorified renters, where purchasing is just a countdown until a company pulls the rugs or revokes access. Yeah, this is pretty cool. So if you didn't see Top Shot, so Top Shot, obviously the quote unquote like NFTs, the metadata, the token ID, all of this stuff is on chain. But they're videos. They're literally video files. They're video sports cards. Those were not on chain until now. Now they're on IPFS, which means, Dapper could go out of business. It doesn't matter. These digital assets will now exist in permanence on chain, which is a big deal because people know that companies lose licenses, they go out of business, shit happens. And one of the value of like cardboard cards was like it didn't matter, right? It never mattered what happened because you had the cardboard in your hand. Nobody could take that away from you. But that wasn't always necessarily the case for digital assets, as you could see by like Nifty Island shutting down and all this other and like all these other services. I think was it Foundation or Super Rare? I don't know. One of them shut down and like you got to migrate all your stuff off or you're fucked. Like, yeah, it's not good. It's not good. So NBA Top Shot taking a huge push there, and it leads even more into the thesis that brands like NBA like working with Top Shot because it's equivalent to minting a cardboard card or creating a cardboard card in the way that the NBA does not take on any technical debt in perpetuity. You got to think about. I'm going to use Neopets as a terrible example here, but Neopets, they put out a new round of Neopets, a new game. Every time they grow their brand, they incur more costs, more server costs, more this, more upkeep, more whatever. Top Shot can continue to mint more and more moments on chain in perpetuity forever and not incur more overhead, which is the same as cardboard, right? You print it and it's done. That's the extent of your involvement. Now it's the same digitally. Let's see here. Monty says credit is credit. Does it matter whether it's fiat or crypto as long as it doesn't have a 27% interest rate? If you know, you know. In regards to the MasterCard thing, there's what a lot of people don't realize is like Visa essentially runs a blockchain. They have it's called like the Visa Global Network. It's a distributed network. The only way they're able to achieve the ability for you to tap your card at the point of sale and it validate the purchase in your bank balance is because they have nodes everywhere. They have a blockchain. They have a distributed network. It's just private. So the question is like, okay, with the agentic economy and all these AI agents coming on chain, and a lot of people believe that agentic economy is going to drive more volume of commerce than ever before. The question remains, what network will that be on? Will it be private or public? So, and that question gets even more muddied when you get into kind of quasi-private blockchains like Tempo and things like that. So it's and we got Kuya in the chat, Jinx. G scroll to the goat, to the king. Let's take a sip of coffee. I feel like I was on a fucking bender just then. I was absolutely ripping on the Top Shot in a good way. Claude Fable 5 just one shot at this landing page. Bro, I got to get on Fable 5. I don't know why I haven't used it yet, if I'm being honest. I responded like a doomsday prepper to Claude Fable 5 coming out because Jonah Blake posted a video. It was like, yeah, we've entered the AI caste system where, companies can relegate us to different castes depending on how they feel, like with different models and different capabilities and whatnot. So I immediately ran to my AI agent and downloaded like the latest new open source model, which I typically stay on top of anyways. But yeah, so I responded like that. But I have a couple projects that I'm like, I think I just got to let it rip on Fable. I actually saw something that was really fascinating. This gentleman posted, he's like, when I saw the Mythos announcement, he's like, I stopped coding entirely. He's like, I just hung it up. I basically went on vacation. He's like, my thinking was that once Mythos comes out, I can just basically catch up because the model will be so advanced. He's like, I figured it would take 3 or 6 months for them to release Mythos. It ended up taking 2. And he said that 2 months of backlogged work, I'm going to have done by the end of the week. And I was like, that's fucked. That's crazy. That's insane. That's an insane bet to make. Wild. So yeah, Fable 5, apparently it's where it's at. Ledger Status, amateur road builder. Dude, pour one out. Pour one out for Ledger Status. Brought to you by Spindrift. We got to stay hydrated. For those who don't know, there's a triumvirate. There's a pyramid of Scroll With Me, right? At the bottom, you have vibes. That is our foundation. Then you have caffeination and hydration. And together, the shape of the pyramids. But Ledger Status basically ran a crypto podcast, won and logged off forever. And now he just fucking does shit like this and posts about stuff like this and gets 188 likes on this. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Dude. Okay, this was interesting. So Solana is sponsoring the World Series of Poker. So that's a thing. And then I did see something. So Beanie posted something, was basically like, hey, Solana, we just released this decentralized permissionless poker protocol. Why don't you lean with us as opposed to sponsoring the World Series of Poker? Eddie from Slabs and many other adventures kind of responded as like, why he was kind of like challenging. He's like, why do you think that they would, support you as opposed to World Series of Poker? And yeah, I kind of fall with Eddie there in the sense that I'm like, if I'm building a poker app, let's just say on Solana, and I see this, my first response isn't, man, why didn't they fucking spotlight me, bro? I'm like, okay, I got to buy some tickets. I got to get to the World Series of Poker. I got to meet the people from the Solana team. I got to meet the poker folks. To me, it's validation of the general approach, and I got to lean in. I got to ride those coattails of this energy that Solana has clearly committed to the category. That's just me. That feels like the kind of like high agency response, as opposed to the kind of woe is me response. But regardless, super interesting. I like I think Vibu here, if I remember correctly, and I'll click in here. We click in. Yeah, so it's long, but I won't read all of it. The things that I thought were interesting here, they're like, why do we choose to sponsor this? And this feels different because initially you could see this and be like, oh, it's crypto.com arena again. Like the fuck, you know? But this was the interesting part. He was like, fastest growing game in Asia, bigger than golf and tennis, and those are very fast growing sports. But this part, the biggest sport where capital and economy are central to its gameplay. And I'm like, it's pretty smart. If the central component of your game is money and you essentially produce money, pretty smart, pretty aligned, if you asked me. Oh my gosh. This is incredible. Now, my man Freddie here is eating at Walmart. So mistakes were made. But if you don't know, go follow Freddie. Freddie is an international person who's come for the World Cup and is discovering America. And it's honestly beautiful to see. It's honestly beautiful to see. All right, here we go. We got Nick O'Neill, Choose Rich here. A lot of people don't know that he's an engineer. He's a dev. Claude Fable was the last step in having a full engineering team for less than 1K a month. Choose how to use them. Fable staff engineer, GPT senior, Sonnet junior. Yeah, damn. All right, we got Tally here. There is still not one good AI motion design platform that exists. Video generation models, CDance, VO, Kling are light years ahead in output quality. Why can AI generate an AK hyper realistic photo of a gorilla eating ice cream but can't make a text animation? Yeah, that's real. I did see something, and I thought this was actually Tally himself, but maybe it was somebody else. Say that you can use AI to generate like After Effects code, because After Effects can accept code, and so you can use that ChatGPT to generate the code to do the text effect, and then you would put the text in yourself. Thought that was fairly interesting. All right, let's see here. Honestly, no one wants it as bad as whoever is botting every one of my posts with 500 retweets. If they spent half the time and energy effort on something productive, I'd happily angel invest in whatever the fuck they're working on with 500 retweets. So funny. So funny. Let's keep going here. Dude, we're short on the clock. Let's give a little refresh. You know what I'm saying? We got a few minutes on deck here. Let's see. We got Warner here. My wife pulled out her phone to take a picture of my brother and me while we were talking about what tickets to buy. We have a very specific way of doing things, and Scott is the lead at it. I asked her, why are you taking such a random picture? She said, it's cute. What are they playing rock, paper, scissors or something? Oh, Warner. I'm sorry, my boy. Sorry, my boy. We aren't going to find out the story today. I don't make the rules. I just follow them. I don't make the rules. Just follow them. Dude, shout out to Dutch Tide. Honestly, some of my favorite artwork on chain. I'm just saying. All right, we've got MP9X here. Says the new OpenSea mobile app is smooth and addictive. It's clearly designed to make onboarding people outside of our space much easier. Well done. Yes. Been saying it. Been saying it. So, all right. Tad says, who says world famous artist needs to watch the road while they drive you to dinner? That's so funny. For some reason, in this photo, I don't know why, I'm imagining there's no one in the passenger seat and Tad's just in the back seat. And Beeple is his chauffeur. And for some reason, that makes me laugh. My God, look at that wave. All right, the first look at Jeremy Strong as Mark Zuckerberg in the Social Network sequel. There's a Social Network sequel? No way. Dude, he's crushing the Lizard Man vibe right now. Even look at the posture. Look at the posture. Ooh, we've got a note on reveal. Let's check this out. A quick note ahead of reveal later, which I guess is today. Each pattern retrieval is an on-chain HTML file which loops endlessly. Sick. The first noise pass and subsequent restoration passes are completely random, each loop meaning that there's technically infinite distinct artworks within each individual piece. Sick. There are 5 one-of-ones displayed in the radar aesthetic. These were the most difficult images to train the network on due to their complex shape and pixel density. All other NFTs are additions of varying sizes. They're families of characters separated by color. Sick. Sick. Dude, it's giving Fallout. It's giving Pip-Boy. So cool. So cool. Oh, son of a bitch. Let's take a little sip here. Hot diggity dog. We got Soulflare here saying, rip it, keep it, flip it. Step them at it. Soulflare plaques are live, real graded slabs right inside your Soulflare wallet. Buy with USDC, open in wallet, reveal your pull, own on chain, sell back in 72 hours, or redeem the physical card powered by Collector Crypt. So I saw that Collector Crypt was launching their ability to do a white label do it yourself gotcha. This is really interesting. I'm calling it right now. This won't be the first time you're seeing this because this reminds me of Hyperliquid with perps, right? Hyperliquid has builder codes. Everybody could launch perps on their platform. MetaMask has it. OpenSea has it. I think Phantom has it. All powered by Hyperliquid. Because of the way that builder codes work, they could just insert it, bada bing, bada boom, slap their label on it. You butter up the bread, call it a day. So now Soulflare goes like, hey, gotcha packs are cool. We can make money on that. Done. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. And I'm sure they make a fee on that. Collector Crypt is incentivized because they make a fee on that. What a lot of people, and this is really cool because this is the composability that we always dreamed of. We just hadn't found the product market fit that people wanted to compose on top of, right? This is the idea behind DeFi. It was this kind of money Lego bricks that people could build on top of, they could compose of, they could take pieces of and put them in their apps and surface features to their users permissionlessly, right? I don't know if the Collector Crypt gotcha thing is permissionless, but that would be the end game, right? Is that if I have distribution, if I have a platform like Soulflare or an app or a YouTube channel or something, I can go, I want to do gotchas. I want to do that for my community, for my audience, whatever. And now I can have my own Dude Lifts gotcha. That is the dream of cryptocurrency, ladies and gentlemen. Who would have known that it just took Pokemon and perps to get us there? Me and the SpaceX lunch lady when she becomes a millionaire after the IPO. Stop. Yeah, SpaceX IPO is expected to create 4,000 new millionaires, including cafeteria workers whose compensation packages include employee stock options. I mean, hot dog. When they say 4,000 new millionaires, some will be millionaires, some will be multi-millionaires, which is insane. Like we're talking 100 million. Oh, I saw this earlier. So, Andrea Mealy from Beezy, speaking of gotchas, I looked at this guy, Rob Petrozo. He is from On Rally, which is a big collectibles platform. So you follow the breadcrumbs. Follow the breadcrumbs. I'm just saying that Beezy is one of the few gotcha platforms that doesn't have a token yet. So, yeah, you know. Monty says, is the tech or the output that is the most interesting on pattern retrieval? I would say both. That's kind of like one follows the other. The pattern is created by the tech. There are these, I believe they're called hop field networks. I just love the fact that there's a lot of stuff like this, like people who mess with like plotter artwork and stuff like that. It was clear that Adam just kind of like dove in and found like kind of went really deep into like this like kind of archaeological tech vertical. Monty says, so the tech. Yes, but they're intertwined. One cannot be without the other. And that is the beauty of art on chain. That's the whole point. You know, the blockchain, the network is the medium. It is the medium. Just paid $500 for laundry. My boy. And they fucking separated that shit out. I mean, is this dry cleaning? Like, dude, 13 underpants, bro. I've paid for laundry rarely, maybe a handful of times in my life, just because it was like, my God. And there's a great place that we use for our business. But yeah, they're just like by the pound. Like it's just like by the pound. So that's why. But maybe if it's dry cleaning, it's a little different. I've done dry cleaning plenty. But even then, they just call them like garments. All right, let's see here. Oh, we got Jay Draven in the chat. G Scroll, Jay Draven. Oh, it is 9 a.m. It is 9 a.m. Let's give one little final salvo. 4-day membership card. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, gang. It is Wednesday, June 10th. We'll be back Thursday, June 11th. My name is Dude Lifts. This has been Scroll with me. Thank you to everybody who's joined us on this journey today. Congratulations for being here. If you know, you know. And until next time, I'll see you on the timeline.